Like, now I look stupid. Ready?
We start again.
Okay.
Hey everyone, this is Kayleigh and Immanuel. It's great to have you here. We want you to know that you are loved and there's a purpose for your life.
Yes, and today we want to talk about why our kids will never come first.
Touchy topic.
Very touchy.
If this is your first time, welcome to this channel. Yeah, if you like the video, leave a like and also subscribe. You can subscribe now or later as well. And yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Did you like the video or did you not? But let's get into it.
Yeah. So, yeah, this concept is a strange thing to say, but we both believe and we both want to prioritize our relationship and our marriage first when the time does come for us to have kids. And a lot of that reasoning comes from the importance of a marriage. And in the Bible, God talks so much about, first of all, how beautiful a marriage is, in that it represents how God is with us, his people in the church, and how he actually gave himself, he gave his life for the church. And so in a marriage then, the Bible encourages the husband to love his wife the same way Jesus loved the church. And in the same way then, you're willing to give your life, you're sacrificial in a relationship for the other person. And the same for the woman, to honor, respect her husband. And then so to see all these things and the importance that the Bible puts on a relationship, it means it's a strong priority for us as well. And along with that, it's like there are also there's so many psychological studies that have been done since the Bible, and you see the attachment theory, where you can see the importance of kids actually bonding with their caregiver, and also then how we as people learn from what we see and what we're surrounded by. So yeah, if you have a strong marriage and you have a loving marriage, not only do your children then have a secure base to attach to, but they also learn those positive things and that they get that security. So yeah, I was saying to you earlier, it's a bit like that same principle of when you're on an airplane and they say, if you have a kid, put on your mask first in the case of an emergency and then put theirs on, because you're not useful to them if you can't breathe. And so in the same way, our marriage is us breathing, and when we're breathing, we can function well as a unit to give to our children. Yeah.
And I guess the thing around that is how you prioritize ultimately decides how ultimately guides your decisions. So if you put your children first, then your decisions will follow that, and your whole family will then ultimately be shaped by this prioritization. And I think that nowadays, quite often, families nowadays are very broken, unfortunately, and there's also so many marriages that have broken. And not the main reason, but I think one reason that plays into this is that children, in many cases, children are placed higher than the spouse. And I think what that often means is, if you are in a marriage and then you get children, you get 2-3 children, and your whole life now is shaped around those children. Of course, there's different times, for example, when it's a baby and it requires so much attention and time and energy and love. And so maybe you do then have to take a step back for some time. But in general, if this is becoming a habit that everything is shaped around your children, and you stop prioritizing your spouse, then once they grow up and once they then leave home, all of a sudden you're with that person, you're like, who is that person I'm married with? Because I actually didn't invest time, I didn't invest into our relationship. Every day in you, I have to make the effort to be the best husband I can. And if my life is shaped around what can I do for my children, then I lose on this connection. And then at latest, when the children have moved out, then we're like, okay, now it's time for us to move on as well. And I don't think that this is also then a good, I don't think that this is then also a good example that we give to our children. So that's why we have decided that we want to keep ourselves as the priority and the children then to follow.
And not only then do the parents drift apart when the children are older, but even when the children are growing older, the parents' bond being weaker, that also affects kids. They can tell when parents aren't connected or working well together. It adds stress for the children as well. So
and I know that this is a really difficult topic also, because when I was faced with that question myself the first time, I asked my mum actually, hey, like, how do you prioritize? And when you're a mum especially, I guess, like when those children, they're your own children, it's like all the pain, they come from your body, and all the pain that is associated with it. It's like, it's so natural that they are now the center of your life. Because they're your blood, that they are what comes out of you. But ultimately, that's why I think it's quite important to very early ask yourself those questions. Like, you may be in a relationship, maybe you're not in a relationship, but you're thinking about one. But it's really important to start thinking about those principles quite early on.
Like, decide what you think is most healthy for your family ahead of time. Yeah. So
guys, what do you think? Do you think we're being ridiculous? Do you think that this is an idea that you absolutely disagree with? Let us know. We would love to hear. And also let us know if you do agree, and why do you agree?
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
And don't forget to subscribe. No, but they have to subscribe. We can't wait before they subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.
Like, now I look stupid.